As you can see, it's another beautiful summer's day here in the Highlands of Scotland, but it's an exciting day because it is new gun day. This morning I took delivery of 2 new Brownings, one of which I'm going to show you now, one I'll show you in another video. But today I got the Browning Laminate Varmint TBolt in 17HMR. Straight pull rifle, 16.5-inch barrels, top to the Kite, B6 2 to 12x50 scope, and the new Iridium IR22 moderator. The weather is shite. It is far too windy to be zeroing a 17HMR, but as with any new gun day, I just couldn't resist getting out and giving it a few shots. So I've tried a couple of shots already, just to make sure it's shooting roughly where I want it to be. I'm just going to get it zeroed in at 50 yards. I have shot a few at 100, but the crosswind is just way too much today. So I thought if we get it zeroed at 50, I'm going to stick on the Infiray Mate thermal clip-on as well, just make sure that's kind of there or thereabouts. And then I know it's kind of roughly where I need it for a bit of rabbit shooting, and hopefully on a nicer day, which there's very few of up here, I will come and do a bit of a longer range, longer distance test with the TBolt. But so far, absolutely love it. Adjustable cheek piece, so I've got it a real nice kind of mount on there in respect to the scope. Straight pull action, which is really cool, and I absolutely love it. And it's a real nice change on my shoulder shooting something so small and light. But I'm going to get camera set up at the target now. We'll get a few groups shot off just with the standard scope on at the minute, just see what the group's looking like at 50 yards. Then we'll stick the thermal on, see if we can get that right, and then hopefully, if I get around to it, I'll try and get some footage with the mate shooting some rabbits, if I can get it where it needs to be. So I'm shooting today the Winchester HV high velocity 17HMR 17 grain 2550 foot per second. You can tell I'm a photographer because I only said frames per second. Polymer tip. I've not shot a huge amount of rimfire. It's mainly been 22 LR, CCI mini mag and stuff like that. But I've been asked by one of the local farmers to sort out a boatload of rabbits. So Browning very kindly sent this over, which I think is going to be more up to the job. The one thing I have noticed with the 17HMR, I read about it online. This is the first box that I opened, and what, out of, I can't remember how many's in a box, out of 50, I've already found 10 with cracked necks, which I read that is a common problem with 17HMR. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad of a hit rate, but to be honest, when I started sifting through them and realising how many there were, I thought I can't afford to be tossing out that many bullets. So I've just shot a magazine full with broken necks, and they've all been absolutely fine. So what I'd probably suggest is just making sure that you're kind of on the ball, just listening out for any dud rounds, making sure there's no blockages in your barrel, if anything doesn't sound, feel, or shoot quite right. Overall, it seems to be pretty good. As I say here with the rifle, I'll just give you a quick kind of show over of it for anybody that's interested in a TBolt, because I was, but I didn't know anything about it until this morning, or really how it worked. I thought the mechanism all looked a little bit complicated, but it's super straightforward. With this being the Varmint edition, slightly heavier barrel, as I said, it's 16.5 inches long, matte blue finish, threaded to take a moderator, straight pull action, and if I can just show you here, just comes out super simple like that, and it's that's the kind of the lug that locks the bolt into place when you slam forward that straight pull. So it's a really nice straightforward design and nice and smooth to operate. Adjustable stock and the signature absolutely beautiful Browning laminate stock, similar to the one that you'll find on the 525 Sporter laminate. Gold trigger, tang safety, and probably loads of other features I've missed, but when it comes to rifles, I am not an expert. As I say, target setup at 50 yards. I've just been using the Infiray FH35R thermal spotter, but it's got an inbuilt laser rangefinder, so for this kind of thing it's super useful just to make sure I'm at the distances that I want to be. Started out at 25 yards and got a group all right on the red bullseye of these targets here. Moved it back out to 50, it was pretty much the same, although obviously a slightly different point of impact. Went back to 100, it was shit, so I'm going to leave that for another day. So I've just come back to 50 to try and make sure that I'm happy with the group, happy with the Infiray clip-on, wherever that is, I will show you it. and then hopefully I'll get out and shoot some rabbits. You guys have probably seen this on my page already. This is the Infiray Mate MAH50. It is absolutely sweet. They have just brought out a new one with the laser rangefinder. This literally just clips onto the end of your day scope, so you can seamlessly just turn it into a thermal night scope. It takes videos and you can stream to your phone and all that kind of stuff, so it's great for some good footage and to extend your hunt into the night time. The clip-on does hold 0, but it does require to be zeroed. You can't just clip it on and shoot, unfortunately, which I wish you could, but it's super simple to do as long as you've got some thermal targets. If you don't have some thermal targets, it's an absolute pain in the arse to do. So what I've got here, I bought these from Bushware, I believe, is just some passive thermal targets, tiny little kind of inch-wide stickers. Just stick onto your target there. You'll see on the camera in a second, and they just show up ever so slightly more than your normal target, so you can just kind of make sure that you're on the bullseye. I would love to be on the bullseye, but I very rarely am. Right, we'll get the camera set up, we'll get some shots off, and you'll see how it goes. I managed to turn the camera off several times, so I've no idea what I've recorded and what I haven't. Hopefully you've got the video of the targets. I've just set another 4 targets up since then, but I just couldn't be arsed messing around with the camera. Yeah, overall some really nice little groups, not made easy by the wind, as I've already said, but happy enough for the day that we've got. I'm going to come back out on a drier day, kind of calmer day, and come and kind of get this set up for 100 to 150 yards, but I'm thinking at 50 yards, I'll, probably be all right, 100 yards or so anyway, but it's a new caliber to me, it's a new rifle for me, so it's just going to be a bit of a case of putting a bit of lead down range and just getting to know where it shoots and what the limitations are. Overall, lovely rifle to shoot, makes a lovely change from my Canon of a 308, nice and light on the shoulder and a real pleasure to shoot. I do tend to lean more towards preferring small game anyway. Obviously do a lot of pigeon shooting and stuff like that, so it's going to be really fun to go out and shoot something smaller than deer with a rifle. The field that I'm going to be going on to hopefully this evening, it's just over behind the woods there. I was out the other night and there was about 25 odd rabbits on the field, but with the tutu I had in the setup that it was in, it just wasn't really fit for purpose. So hopefully with this we'll get a few bunnies on the ground and the farmer will be happy, and if I'm organised enough I'll make sure to get some footage of that and either chuck it into the end of this video or do a separate video so you can see this in action and see how good or bad my aim is. If any of you guys have got any questions on the TBolt itself, drop me a message. If you go to browning.eu, you can see all the different variants that are available. This for me was kind of the perfect setup, just to have that ability to kind of get the comb right for the scope and the slightly heavier barrel for that kind of more precise shooting, and obviously it just looks the dog's bollocks. So yeah, browning.eu for any of your shooting essentials, and yeah, let me know what you think. So now at the farm, I am about to head out into the pouring rain and go and see if I can find some bunnies or a fox. So yeah, it's absolutely chucking it down. Don't know how much luck we're going to have, and I'll definitely look like a drowned rat by the time we're done. I've got no night vision camera or anything like that, so what you're going to see now is just some footage taken with the Infiray FH35R, which is the handheld spotter and rangefinder, and obviously the MAH50, which is the thermal clip-on, which I'm going to put on the scope of the rifle. So yeah, let's go and see how we get on, and hope you enjoy.
Here we go.
Let's get started.
Life is good. Here we go.
Well, that's excellent.
Life is a journey.
Here we go. Here we go.